I think.
So whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to CoinOps Coin Talk. We doing gold and silver and collectibles today. Just an open panel discussion on them. We have Robert, CoinOps, Brad Karloff with Coins Plus, and me, Joe, so far. So great to see everybody. Hello, Chew.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Hello, Chew and Ronald Harris. How's everybody? There's Nick.
Hi.
Yeah, a little late to cut. I was like, man, she said she had tons of news and I don't see her. What the heck? That's okay.
No, I got caught by the bus on the way home from work.
Well, I thought you was about to say school.
No, I was on the school bus. I got caught by the bus and they wouldn't let me around them.
Okay, well, so you got some news today, huh, Nick?
I do.
Okay, then let's take and we will go to you, Nick, and you go ahead and give us all the news and let's get at it.
Oh, we're live already.
Yes.
Well, 29,000 people took a survey for the results were announced from the Mint of the 2026 semi-quincentennial. Say that fast. They have chosen the 1907 St. Gaudens, 1916 Winged Liberty, 1916 Standing Liberty $quarter, and the 1916 Walking Liberty. And they're going to be doing this. I think there's 4. They're going to do it in 999 fine gold. So that's what they've chosen. I want the Walking Liberty. And Provident Metals has reported that they are behind by 2 weeks in their buybacks. They said the past couple of weeks, the buybacks have been huge due to the gold prices. And Kitco said that they believe that $2,300 is what we're going to see gold by the end of this year. And then bullish, they said $2,600. And then Costco now is in the metal business. So they're members only. They were allowed to buy 1 ounce gold, and the gold went really fast. Well, now they're into the silver, and there's problems with the silver. They've had having a lot of customers that have been very unhappy with the seals of the tubes, alleging that they were spilled during the shipping, and several of the coins were scratched or damaged as a result, and you're not able to return them. And one more. The Krugerrand to be final strikes on the historic press of the Ohm Paul press. And the South American Mint has struck the final series quarter ounce of the 1 ounce gold Krugerrands on that press. And it dates back to 1891. So those will be released in the end of this year.
Nice. Thanks, Nick.
And thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Fancy Pants, my C43, 5 on the cheek. I don't know if I got one around here. I got a few, but I don't know if I got any here close by. I gotta find one. And then I'll try to get you one to show it to you. However, our topic today is, part of what Nick just said, which was, Costco doing gold and silver. So if you guys have a question, feel free to post it. But my idea of our conversation would be to discuss. Thank you. Hey, is this the only one? Because I don't know how well it'll show on the. Yeah, let me have a few in case. But I got to see how it'll show up on the scope. However, the discussion is, what do you think? And I don't care whoever wants to go first. The discussion is going to be gold versus silver versus collectibles. All of them, a part of them. These all have them. I already know that.
I just want to see what comes.
But yeah, my son's looking. I've got several of them, guys. I just got to get them together. Like this one here's got the 5 on the cheek. I just never got it attributed yet. So it's an open discussion. Let's see, Collector Invest. I wish I could join your stream. Well, Collector Invest, you can. You just got to get a hold of me. Awesome. Good to see you, Jamie Mackey. Okay. Would anybody like to discuss? Or actually, we can go around the board, guys, as far as your ideal of what you think is, the best. Whoever would like to. How about Brad? You ain't said nothing yet, so why don't we pick on you first, okay? Give Brad a solo.
What do you want to know, Robert?
Well, we're talking about your collection. Do you want to collect strictly gold, strictly silver, strictly collectibles? Do you want to put a mix together? I mean, what's your strategy when with coins? To where I guess everybody wants to make money for down the road. They don't want to buy. A lot of people are investing. Let's be honest about it. They're just investing and saying, "Hey, I'm buying this for the future to give to my children, to give them a nest egg down the road." I mean, wouldn't everybody agree on that? That's mainly what we're doing.
Yes, I am.
There you go.
I'm just going to leave my kids stacks of $100 bills.
There
Can
you
you
go.
adopt
That's
me?
the question I go for.
Love you,
Well,
You know,
okay, so we're taking the assumption that gold and silver is an investment then, and I don't quite take the same thought process there. I look at gold and silver as long-term insurance,
Yeah, hedge.
not necessarily an investment. So if you think of whole life insurance, you pay an insurance company to insure your life. And at the end, if you decide you want money before you die, you can cash out part of your policy. And that's the way I look at gold and silver. It's an insurance policy against the devaluation of the dollar, but yet an investment to me pays a dividend or is something that you trade in like stocks. Most people that buy silver and gold are stackers. So they save it until they need it. And based on selling at need, it would be more of an insurance policy then. So I kind of like to leave the investment angle out of what we're doing. But if somebody insists that that's what they want to do, I'll sell them the gold and silver. But I kind of like the fact that
give me a number.
I can have a stack of it that is a forced savings for me. Whereas if I buy gold and silver and put it away, I have a tendency to have to really think twice about whether it's coming out and being transferred into dollars. So for me, it's forced savings / insurance rather than a true investment. Because had I put all my money in the bank, I'd have more money now than if I sold my gold and silver, but I probably couldn't have saved all that cash.
But with gold going up like it is and the percentage it's going up, wouldn't you say that could be a little bit more of an investment?
It can, but if you look at any of the charts over a long period of time, the return on gold versus the return on an investment in a mutual fund, gold is far behind the mutual fund.
It is behind the mutual fund, but if you had your money in the bank, you're going to have, so to speak, more interest on the gold than you would your money in a savings account.
Not over a really long period of time. Short periods of time, gold can outperform, but I think over the long haul, compounded interest has outdone gold. But again, when do you get in? When do you get out? How long do you hold it? It can be an investment, but I prefer to look on it when I'm buying it as an insurance policy rather than
I could see
a
that,
straight up investment.
Okay, Fancy Pants says, would it be better to collect smaller denominations of gold than gold bullion?
Well, the smaller the size gold coin that you buy, the larger premium that you pay for it.
Mhm.
So I tell people that if you're buying gold, you should probably buy 1 ounce pieces.
Not all of us can afford
Supplement it.
the 1 ounce pieces.
Supplement it with silver. If you can't afford 1 ounce pieces of gold, you shouldn't be buying gold. You should just be buying silver.
Mhm.
Let's see here.
I've got Nick perplexed.
Well, no, I disagree a little bit because, 1/10 versus 1 ounce. Yes, you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium, but I won't pay. There's a certain number I won't go over when I'm buying a 1/10. And for me, I can afford it better. And if I go to sell it, it's easier to sell a 1/10 versus a 1 ounce.
No, not really. If you bring in a 1/10 or a 1 ounce or a whole bucket full of them, I'm writing the same check.
But that's you. I don't have an access to a local coin store where I can just go in and sell it to them. So usually I'm going to be selling mine peer to peer. So selling it to somebody else, they're going to come up with the $200 some odd dollars a lot easier than they're going to come up with over $2,000.
Fair enough.
And so if I'm in a lot of people sometimes when they sell, it's because they have to sell. It's not something that they want to do, but they have to. So they need the cash fast and not something that they can wait on and just, sit on it for a bit while they're trying to sell it. They need the cash now.
I get it, but then, if it's a smaller amount, silver fits the bill better. Everybody can afford some silver.
Yeah, they can. But in some of my silver, I don't want to sell any of my collections because I do collect, but then I do stack silver too. And there's some silver that I purchased probably too much. Certain rounds that I probably overpaid. So I'm never going to get what I put into it.
Never is a large statement.
Well, I mean, there's some pieces that, of course, at the beginning of my journey, yes, I made a couple mistakes that I won't make again. But we're talking like, those Marvel rounds or, things that it was all hype when you first purchased them. And now the hype's gone that, I overpaid.
Well, everyone makes a mistake. Well, let me read. Everyone I know on this panel probably has made a mistake except for Brad.
Except for Brad.
Right. However, I do know that to be false. I take and I search his silver all the time, and many, many times I find clad in there. So I know he's not perfect. However, yeah. That being the case, Brad, everyone knows Brad. Still, I made mistakes growing up as far as collecting, and I think all of us growed into the hype for I don't know how long each person did. Joe, how about you? Did you grab any hype?
Oh, I've done it. Yep, absolutely. We just got to cost average it out, Nick, and go with it.
Oh, well, now I got my cost average down now, yes, but it took me a minute. It took me a little while to get it down.
Right.
But I'm making smarter purchases.
Well, same here. I mean, I think we all made mistakes, like I said, Brad included. And it's just something that you have to live with, accept the fact that we're not perfect and move on. And like Joe said, cost average it out and just move forward. I don't know about you, but I've been around enough to have bought silver, God, for just $2-3 an ounce. I can't remember what it was. It was cheap though. Oh, it was real cheap for a while. And the cheapest I've ever bought gold, guys, I tell people, if you look the charts up in 2001, gold, everybody, I don't know what the heck they were thinking, but it was 200 and I think it was like $225, $255 an ounce, something like that. It was stupid cheap. And I took and I emptied my bank account. The only problem I had, the reason I'm not rich now is I just didn't have enough money back then. I loaded up with it.
Well, I wish I would have too, but I started this in 2020. So silver was, a good bit in 2020.
Yep.
So that's when I began.
Well, Brad, how about you? You've been around. I know you've been around since the 70s. You've seen silver. You've seen silver at probably $1.25.
I don't think it's quite was that, but let's just say that there was a time at the end of the week when I was a young man that I would take whatever was left in my wallet, and I would buy silver, and then I would get my allowance for the next week. So there were times I was buying silver in the $3 an ounce range, or silver dimes for less than $1, so it's all relative. I mean, if you go back, when my parents were kids, they could pick silver out of circulation. So it's all relative to your age. Obviously somebody who is as young as Nick didn't have the opportunities of the rest of us to buy in at the old lower levels. But we'll see what happens. She also has the advantage of the accumulated knowledge of the world since then. So just keep, doing what's comfortable for you. The main thing is don't overreact. Don't overspend. If you hate dollars, you still need some to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Cash
don't.
is still king.
Right. Well, no, it's not king
It's like,
anymore.
it is.
It's-
I mean, I'm
it's
not going to be able
fine.
to go to the grocery store and buy milk with an ounce of silver.
Yeah, but you're using a card anyway. You're not going to the grocery store and using greenbacks.
No,
You're
I
using your
do.
debit card. No,
I don't always use my debit card.
I'm sorry.
I don't always use my debit card. No, I use cash.
Really? You know what
Yes.
cash is?
I do, because I can see it going out a lot better than I can on my check card. I'm more out to keep it more in my wallet if it's cash versus my check card.
I use cash also a lot when I go out, just to keep it moving. Somebody has a good question, which is collector investor. The 1909 SVDB, 1932 Iraq, Rial, and other coins that have less than 500,000 mintage is better than gold. Brad, I'd like to have your opinion on this, but I've talked it over.
Okay, so if we're talking about investment, liquidity, future value, I would rather have gold than an SVDB. If you can buy scarce date gold at a small premium, I'm all for that, because at some point somebody might be interested in that particular piece. So a couple of years ago, $20 circulated 20s got pretty expensive versus their gold price. Today, you can buy low grade 20 libs, 20 saints, 10 libs for 5% over the melt. So is that a better deal now? Yes. If offered stacks of circulated 20s right now, I think I would be more apt to buy those and put them away, thinking at some point the premium will come back. The premiums on those types of things is a moving target. So I like to buy what I think is cheap and hold it. And then when it gets expensive, trade it into what's cheap at the moment. So as an example, in 2020 or 2021, somewhere in that area, there was a huge order put into the market for Silver Eagles. And Silver Eagle premiums went absolutely berserk. And I had been saving Silver Eagles at a very low premium. And one day I just decided, this is really stupid. So I traded all of my Silver Eagles for silver rounds and ended up with almost a 30% bump. Now, would you rather have Silver Eagles and 30% less silver, or silver rounds and the 30% more? So I did the silver round thing. Sure.
Yep.
So,
but see, I came in at a time when the premiums on the American Silver Eagles were really high. And yes, in the beginning, I was purchasing them at that price.
Right. Just because you didn't have anybody that led you in the right direction.
But I learned real quickly. So do you think we'll see premiums on Silver Eagles like that again?
Sure.
Yeah.
It maybe not quite that high, but
Mhm.
you will see excessive premiums for particular items sometime in the future.
So I
And-
checked on the prices of Silver Eagles today, and for the 2024, it's $29.30, and for the 2023, it was $29.60. Those are the cheapest prices today.
Okay.
Okay,
And-
Joe, me and you took, and real quick, Joe, I'd like to have your opinion. I know me and you, we took, and that investor from out of Texas that was a female, I think it was one of the Walmart heirs, I don't know, but they were the one who bought, or who they made the order for the 50 million ASEs, and that's what drew the premium up. I
Oh,
know, yeah, there's
I didn't know that.
actually, yeah, I know well, I don't know him personally, but I do know the person that got the order. Like I said, me and Joe was talking about it because we watched the premiums go up. Joe, what was your opinion of that? I mean, how do you, because I know that person was going to make another purchase of 500 million and the government stepped in and said no. So, Joe, what do you think on that? If you remember it.
I don't know. It's kind of like the Koch brothers thing. They just kind of, you had outside influence that swayed the whole market. And I mean, if you jumped on, then you paid the premium. And if you didn't, you waited, you didn't. That's more power to them, I guess. Everybody's there to make a buck, but it'll happen again. I mean, things like that happen all the time, you know?
I think it's a novelty more than anything on the gold backs. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. Are they talking about the new gold back?
right.
Yeah, no,
I'm not on board with that. I mean,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
state doesn't even recognize, gold and silver as money, so we can't even take them.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to really get ridiculous, most banks will not even recognize gold or silver as collateral.
Right.
Is that right? Oh.
But now here's the interesting part. What Brad says is all true. However, my question's always been, if gold and silver is not, it's nothing and it's not money, yada, 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 all the stuff that everyone's saying in the mainstream media, why is it that all the central banks are buying shit tons of gold and silver?
Exactly. Why?
Brad, do you know the answer?
Nope.
Joe, do you know the answer?
Nope.
I mean, I would say the smart money is investing in the gold because they realize it's money. And sooner or later, one thing I do know for a fact is a fiat currency, a Keynesian kind of a monetary issue. I've never seen any of them succeed yet. Zero.
Well, the central banks though are purchasing gold, not silver. So
No. They're purchasing
silver?
too. Oh, yeah. You go to Chase Manhattan and see they got a hell of a silver holding. They probably have more silver than the central bank. Yeah, they short it all the time. In fact, I've been, there's several different communities that I watch. Arcadia Economics, they do a pretty good job. They're a little bit hype, so I watch that pretty carefully. But there is another one, like right now, I can't remember his name. I'd have to
well,
look
China
it up.
and Russia, I mean, a lot of these countries are purchasing a lot of gold as well.
Well, what do they call it? The what's that? That all these countries are, the Russia, China, the BRICS. That's what it is. I don't know why is the BRICS, all those countries, why are they all buying gold and silver?
You'll have to call and ask them, Robert. You've got the connections.
I don't have the connections.
Pick up,
to those
pick up the bat phone and call Putin and see
Maybe
what he
it's
has.
not the reason why we are.
Oh God, I wish I could take and talk to these world leaders. That'd be fun.
I don't even want to talk to them. I think they're idiots.
Some time ago, Steve LaPointe said something about back in 2016, the silver community was very small. I have to differ with that. You have to go back a lot further than that. Maybe they weren't quite as vocal, but the 2011-12 spike in silver and gold was very, very well attended by silver stackers. People just had not found their voice yet, I think. And many people weren't willing to come out and put themselves in front of the world and say, you know, I buy silver. So it's been around a lot longer than just 2016. It's just been more to the forefront since then.
Don't you think a lot of the reason that people are shying away from gold and silver as investments because of the educational system? I mean, because somebody took, and I believe it was, let me see here, Gaiman Mackey, he's right, and I know for a fact my own self, and Brad, I'm certain you can attest to this, even the bankers have no clue about a lot of different things with money, the laws, gold, silver. They don't. I mean, they could probably take in a gold coin.
Well, because it's not money anymore. It's a commodity. It's not money.
Well, okay, to them, right. But my point is, they'll accept a $20 gold piece and they'll just give you $20 back for it.
Well, because that's all it's worth in the banking system.
That's all it's worth.
Right.
Hello, Alden.
Hey, Alden.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
I would have actually said if you were going to be this late.
I have to. I just get back to the doctor.
Yeah. We know who's buying the beer in the next meeting.
Bourbon, but okay.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do
Fine
cognac.
wine.
Nah, screw the wine, cognac.
What have I missed today?
Well, we have been talking about gold versus silver versus collectibles, and actually there's just been a shit ton of conspiracy, if you ask me, but there's also been some legitimate questions, a lot of good questions, actually, and people are asking some great questions, and I really think that's cool. I hope you guys are sharing this out. Don't forget, by the way, if go to the last podcast, everybody, and type in Mexico to be entered into from Brad here. Let me show you. This here was given to us from Brad Karloff, everyone. So just 1 second, and I will give you a view of it. Let's see here. This here was from Brad Karloff, Points Plus. He donated. Wow. Let me get that straighter. There we go. Thank you, Brad, by the way. This 1920 Mexican peso. It is silver. So if you go back to the last podcast and just type in Mexico in the comments, you will be entered to win this right here coin. Thank you again, Brad. Now, next week, this Robert F. Kennedy Silver Command is what is going to be up. And all you'll have to do is after this show is done, in the comments, you're just going to type in Kennedy and you will be entered to win this right here exact coin. So there you go. That's
Very
all
nice.
you got to do, guys. Uh-oh, what's Brad got? Put him up. What are we doing here? Is that a giveaway?
Nothing. I'm just trying to make Nick jealous.
I
Is that
am
a
jealous.
giveaway? The hell is it?
It's an $8 coin.
It's pretty.
Oh, okay, $8 coin.
Yeah. You know how the Australia Mint makes those odd denominations.
So you say that I can come and buy it for $8?
If you pay in $1 US gold pieces minted between 1851 and 1889.
That's
sounds pretty
really
good.
specific.
I agree
that's
with
pretty.
you, Nick. Wow, that's nice.
Gosh,
That's
pretty.
pretty.
You can't even make
Oh,
me
that's so mirror-like. You can see yourself in that.
Well, let's hope Robert doesn't see himself. That's not a good look.
Yeah, how do you know? That's all your
It's
opinion.
beautiful. Let me see the other side.
Why?
No, the other side you don't really want to see.
Oh,
because-
it's so, okay. Never mind.
No, not me.
It could be worse. It could be a Charles.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I bet they're working on Prince William's effigy right now to be putting on the coins.
Well, they want to definitely keep up with the changing times, right?
Yep. Well, I don't know. We haven't seen him have, he's not working right now. So, his cancer might be a lot worse than they let on. So he might not be around too much longer.
Well,
I missed something there. Okay. Hello, Fuzzy. Hello, everybody out there. All you new people, Steve LaPointe. I've seen you, by the way. Ronald Harris. Hello to you, Anthony Goodley. Deputy Gypsy Wolves. Hello, 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 everybody.
hey, Robert,
Hello,
go back
darling.
to 324 and look at freaking awesome.
324.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll see if I can get to
Who in the world goes into Mickey D's with $100 bill? Come on.
Freaking awesome does.
Yeah, well, that's all he
Freaking
has in his
awesome.
wallet.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what $100 bill is there. Come on.
I
Yeah,
got
they
a
do.
Sacagawea
Yes,
back
they
in
do, because
June.
I have actually went to McDonald's and gave them $100 bill. Yes. And they gave me change.
Freaking did a video on his experience. They didn't.
Now I'll take, yeah. Oh, really? I have to
Yeah.
check that out, freaking. But what I'd like to do, take a $2 bill there. That's where you'll probably get a lot of trouble.
All right.
I guarantee it.
Actually, take a 1928 Series 50 and
That's another specific.
well,
Exactly, yeah.
I was at a restaurant and had used it at the bar before I went and was seated with my wife, and the owner came up and threw it on the table in front of me and started yelling that I was passing counterfeit currency.
Oh my goodness.
And so I looked at him, and my wife started to say something. I went, just a minute. I took my business card and put it with the note, and then I said, "Would you like to wager 100 as to whether that's worth 50 or not?" And the guy, he's losing it. He's an old Italian, and he's yelling at me, and I'm going, okay, that's fine. I said, I'll just give you something else. So I reach in my wallet, and the first thing I pull out is a 1969 100. And I go, you don't want that. Put it back in. Now I'm figuring he's calling the cops for sure. So I gave him a new 100, something that he could recognize. And I said to my wife, I said, when the officer walks in the door, because my back was to the door, I said, let me know when he's about ready to tap me on the shoulder so I don't get too startled. But he finally just gave up, I think.
Wow.
I have really never had problems. I mean, I've had people question if I give them a $2 bill, but I educate them pretty quick. And I just let them know, take your little pen, mark on it, you'll find out it's legit. And I explain to them that $2 bills, like I said, I just educate them. I figure instead of the argument and getting the police called on, I was like, just educate them. I mean, heck, why not? But here again, that comes back to our educational system. I think it really bothers me that, I don't see why our schooling system, I mean, I was never taught how to balance a checkbook, never taught about any kind of investment, never taught about anything with money. I mean, and those are things that you need in society.
Well, but Robert, that's because you grew up in West Virginia. They don't have any money.
We did learn all that in school, in business classes that we took in high school.
I think a
I
lot
got
of it's
that many
sense.
days. I'd rather be a dumb hillbilly than a smart city slicker. That's all I got to say about that.
I second that motion.
Yep. Hey, I know Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. I know money. I know more about the laws of money maybe than even Brad as far as the law. Now, he probably knows more about money, but the laws, I bet I know as much
I'm
as
too
him
busy
about
counting
law.
mine to figure out anything about the laws.
Well, there you go. That's a good thing. There's
I
nothing wrong with
accept
that.
samples if you want to send some.
Hey, I sat there and watched him. He's all day long. I don't know. I bet he's got calluses on his thumbs and fingers from all the money he counts. No, he uses little rubber gloves.
I do.
Yeah, he don't want to get contaminated. He's afraid his son's going to get pregnant or something.
He's got
There.
one of them little rubber thimbles or whatever you call it when you're sewing. He's got a rubber one for money.
Now,
Steve,
some days it's so busy we just weigh it instead of counting it.
Now, I have a question. Now, your collections, you may have not have started out with it thinking that it's an investment, but hasn't it turned into an investment, especially when you complete a set or you get some special coins added that you add to it?
Okay, so I tell people all the time, I've been collecting the half dollars, bust half dollars since 1978.
Mm-hmm.
Had I put, instead of buying a bust half, if I had taken that money and put it into an investment account, every time that I would have bought a coin, if I'd sell my coins today, I would have had more money with money in the bank
Really?
than I do with the coins. Yeah.
Now you're
Well,
just talking regular savings.
Compounded,
like right now,
compounded,
they don't pay-
compounded interest.
Oh, well, because
compounded
right
interest
now
is a
they're not
wonderful
paying much
thing.
interest, if any at
Okay.
all.
Oh, but think back 19. Oh, you weren't born in
I
1978.
was born in 78.
Yeah. Okay. So when you were still in diapers in 1980, the prime
yeah.
rate was over 20%.
Okay, yes.
You could get a long-term CD that paid about 24-25%.
Yes, but then on top
Well,
of that,
no. You have to include that. You have
Okay,
to
but-
include that as part of the equation.
but think of the interest rates that you guys had on loans back then at the during the same time.
Well, there's a simple solution to that.
Pay
Don't
everything
take out any
off?
loans.
Well, I mean, back in the 80s, though, that's when a lot of people were buying their first homes. You had Reaganomics, the economy was booming, but you had very high interest rates, even more so than they are now.
So the state of Ohio in 1983
Hmm.
offered first-time home buyers the opportunity to borrow state money at 9.98%.
And that's higher than it is now.
And I stood in line for about 16 hours to apply for a loan.
Yeah, that's what they used to do back then.
It was because it was about 13-14% at the time. So it was about a 5% savings. So everything is relative. So you just have to look at what is best for you and your budget. And so you ask, are coins a good investment? And I will tell you, most coins are not a good, pure investment.
Yeah.
Are they fun? Yes.
Mhm.
Do they sometimes go up in value? Yes. Do they sometimes go up in value greatly? Yes. But if you look at the market as a whole, generalization being no, they're not a great investment. Most of the good investment coins are coins that we can't afford to buy.
Yes, that's true. But
Okay.
I never went into coin collecting anyways, thinking it's going to be an investment. Some
Great.
of them have turned into an investment for me because they've gone up quite a bit in value, but I didn't set out for it to be an investment.
Okay. Some of mine have gone up tremendously in value too. But if you use, let's see, in 1976, I bought an 1815 half dollar for $750. So that's a 50 years. So let's just say your money doubled every 12 years. So that would be 4. So 750 times 2 is 15, times 2 is 3,000, times 2 is 6,000, times 2, 12,000. So that money in the bank would be 12,000 or more. That money in the coin is about 7,000. Was it a good investment? One way, yes. One way, no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when people come to me and go use the I word, I try to back them off of that and go with, let's say fun. you're going to have fun. You're going to put together a collection of something you enjoy.
Mhm.
You're going to have a great time doing it. And at the end, you have an asset.
Mhm.
And that asset may or may not have been a good investment, but yet you've had all this enjoyment as well as having something of value left over.
Yes, you're just coming from a place so where the bank paid interest at the time. I'm coming from a place where the bank is not paying any interest, and I've never seen much interest with my bank
Well,
accounts.
today they're not, no, but
Right. So
they call me all the time wanting me to use their 4%, you know.
and maybe a money market account you may be able to, but right
Right.
now just regular savings account interest is not even 1%.
Right.
And you know, that's an interesting topic, guys, because you're right. Brad's right, and Nick, you're right. I mean, but it's all in perspective as to the bank. I mean, the banking has changed tremendously in my lifetime, which is similar to Brad's. I watched interest. I mean, what was the highest interest for a home loan back in the late 70s, early 80s?
Up to 20%.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like 20 or
That was
22.
the 7980 kind of, yes.
Well, that's what I said, late 70s, early 80s. I mean, that was from, if memory serves me correctly, that came from Jimmy Carter.
It did because
And-
yes, he was out in what? Reagan was 80. Reagan came in 80.
Right, and Reagan took and got it to come back down. But my point's not that. My point, but like Brad said, he's right. I mean, shit, if I could have got a 24% loan for 30 years that's compounded yearly, put me in there, baby. I'm taking that all day long. How about you, Joe? How about you, Alden? Would you?
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be all in on that too. But today, show me that 24% interest you're going to get at any bank, period.
no.
Not at the end of that.
But you have
Not
to
even close.
you have to realize that it was there at one time.
Well, you're right. But, you know, with Nick's case, she ain't old enough to have realized that windfall, let's call it. You know, the smart money, I'm certain that, you know, there's a lot of smart money that did put 24% interest compounded yearly, you know, but there's a lot of people that's Nick's age and younger that they have not had that opportunity.
We haven't
They've got to
either.
look for
I can't even
somewhere else.
fathom that opportunity. Just what we see now, I can't even fathom that opportunity.
Well, see, just like I said, back in
Yep.
2001, when gold was about $255 an ounce, I emptied my bank account to buy the gold.
Mhm.
I knew that was a great deal. I didn't have
Absolutely.
enough to make me rich today. I mean, if I'd have had $1 million back then, I would have used it if the government would let me, and I'd have bought every bit of it in gold. I knew $255 an ounce was stupid cheap for gold.
Right. But and you know, I'm hearing too, a lot of people say, you know, when it comes to their gold, they're definitely not selling. Definitely they're holding. But with their silver, they're letting that go.
Hold on, Nick. Brad, what'd you tell me last week?
I'm sorry. What's
I said,
I was
what did
reading
you tell me
something on the
last
side.
week? Yeah, me and you was talking last week, and you was talking about, I think you had to go because of everybody.
yeah. One day last week, I had to go sell some gold because we bought 60 ounces one day. So I had to go get some money.
So you sold your gold. Well,
Not mine,
well,
the company.
yeah.
The company. We bought it, you know, I had to turn it so I could buy more.
There's your question.
You just run out of money sometimes.
Yeah, Deputy Gypsy, by the way, yeah, 255 an ounce. But there's a question from Wildlife. If a bank closes, what will happen to all money?
Well, the bank
Hopefully
doesn't
you'll
have
get
any
yours
money
out
in
of
it
it.
anyway. So go into a bank and ask them how much cash they have on hand.
They're not going to have much.
No.
Well, look at what
It's-
happened in 1929. So that'll tell you.
Well, they actually had money in the bank then.
And just make sure you're
Real
one of the
money.
first ones to file with the FDIC so you can make sure you
Yep.
get your money back.
Yep.
You're right, Brad. In 29, they had money in the bank. They just didn't have enough. Sort of kind of like today.
Exactly. They
Mhm.
made a run on the banks and that killed it.
Here's the deal: a lot of people don't realize on a fiat currency with a fractional currency base like we have right now. I don't care who you are. There's just it's simple adding and subtracting. It's a Ponzi scheme. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Mandorf did the same thing the government did, and he got put in prison for it because he was doing the same thing. You cannot take and pay back all the debt that is out there right now on a fiat currency because of the fractional loaning that they have right now. It's impossible. Everyone says they're worried about all the money flooding back into America and there's going to be so much. No, it ain't going to happen. You ain't going to have enough. That's why right now, if everybody went and tried to pay their bill, sorry, you ain't got enough to pay that bill. There's not enough money in the market to do it. So what happens then?
I mean, they're going to have some money on hand if you were going to go rob it, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah, that
That
was
would
not
not make it worthwhile. Yeah, right.
No. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. And they only carry so much even in the vault. I mean, it's not a large amount.
if
I
that
read an
lady.
Read
I
an
was just
article
about
the
to
other
say
day
that
that was
lady-
talking about. Go ahead,
ahead,
Robert.
Oh,
No, it's your podcast.
well, I was just going to say that lady who got that $50 million to buy the ASEs that we were talking about earlier, I believe they said it took 2 weeks for her to get that money out of the bank to take and perform the order.
You
2
almost feel
weeks.
like you're a criminal when you go to the bank because if you want to take 10 grand out, I mean, you have to file a form and tell them what you want with it and why you're taking your money out of the bank.
Just go and try and get $5,000. Go ahead now, Brad, with what you was going to say.
Well, that was just what I was going to say. I read an article the other day that said, beware that, your bank is keeping closer tabs on you than you think they are. It's
They are
not the
100%.
magic. It's not the magic $10,000. That's where it becomes mandatory.
Mhm.
Many banks do it for less just to be in front of anything that Uncle Sam is wanting. So
What is the transaction amount? Like $600 maybe? I think that is what
no,
they- no?
but if you do 4,000 or 5,000 in cash, and especially if you do it on a regular basis, they're filing reports.
So they're filing reports too when you deposit a lot of cash, even though you have a legitimate business. If you're depositing a lot of cash, they want to know why.
Right, but I have a AML plan filed with the bank that explains to them that I'm a cash accepting business and that I go through certain steps to assure that I'm not taking money from drug dealers and terrorists and Robert Lawson.
Or money laundering.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
what they're looking for.
That's right. And me, don't forget, I'm big money. He just said so. We all know that's a lie, Brad. Okay, hey guys, real quick, let's take and remind everybody here. Go to the last podcast because at 4:00 we're gonna pick a winner for the last podcast. Let's take and let me show that again real quick, guys. What you can win if you go to the last podcast and type in Mexico. So all you gotta type in is Mexico, and you will be entered to win this 1920 Mexican peso. Thank you, Brad Karloff. He's the one who donated it from Coins Plus. This right here is the coin that you will get. All you got to do is type in Mexico. We will do a pick for it. And once you take it, if you win it, then you will take and I'll ship it to you. It won't cost you a thing. And also for next week, our giveaway is going to be the Kennedy Silver Commem 1998. All you got to do is, after this podcast is over, is type in Kennedy, and you'll be entered to win this coin.
There's a question. If you clean your coins, is it money laundering?
Ah,
That's cute.
probably is.
Well, if you go back to the old days and Mackinac Island in Michigan, the famous hotel there,
Yes, I used to wash the coins.
they did. In the basement, they had clothes washers dedicated to washing the coins so that the ladies' white gloves would not get
Would
soiled.
get dirty. Yep.
And also, I know that your big coin who's rolling coins up, they take in all of them, Loomis, Brinks, they all wash coins that come in, that, you know, the stuff that comes in from like the counting machines and such, the Star, what do they call them, Starbucks or whatever, they take them, they wash those as well.
It's how you get the brown toning on your coins, is by taking them to Starbucks.
Well, like I say, they take and they wash them. There's a little video out on that, so there you go.
Why would
So-
they? Why do they do that though? Why would they wash them?
Oh, have you ever, I mean, think about, I don't know about you, but you know, like people, they take coins out of their cars where it was in the coin,
I
you know,
sticky and-
yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Fuzzy, right before the coffee. They take in, that's where you get the brown coffee or the brown coins. That's what Brad just said. But they take in just, you know, sticky stuff gets on them, kids, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
Money.
I have some
money
coins
is one of
fused into the cup holder by a latte that I overfilled one day.
Clean your
Well,
I was
car,
gonna say,
Brad.
money is one of the nastiest things you can handle.
Oh, it's sure gross. I tried to spend some just Clyde Kennedy's, and Steve, and they wouldn't even take them at the Dunkin' Donuts. The kids didn't think it was real.
That's another one.
Well, I went into CVS today to get my USA Today newspaper, and the young lady at the counter said that'll be $3, and I handed her a 2 and a 1 and walked off. She's yelling at me at the door. You only gave me $2. I said, no, I gave you 3. No, you only get, and she's holding them up. You only gave me $2. And I'm like, well, if you look at one of them says 2 on it.
You know, you can get that newspaper online now.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I know. I know.
I like getting the black print on my fingers.
Oh, see, I
like-
don't. Yeah, I read.
I
the
like
newspaper
doing
at
my
work, and it's like,
crossword puzzle and my Sudokus in pen. I'm not big on doing them online. I'm sorry. I'm still old fashioned. You know, when I grew up, movies still had all the characters carrying their newspaper onto the train with them, and the gangsters the gangsters always had their gun inside their newspaper. So, you know, I have a nostalgic attachment to newspapers.
Real quick, Jamie and Mackie, just to let you know, the law says they have to accept your, I don't care what kind of cash you take to pay for any bill. If it's at a town hall, if it's a government official, they have to. Courthouse. I have been to the courthouse myself personally. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I collected coins, varieties, and I would buy rolls, and I happened to buy a bunch of Susan B. Anthony's, and I had to pay a $300 bill. I took it to the courthouse. I gave them $300 worth of Susan B. Anthony's, and they tried telling me that they didn't have to accept it. And at the time, it's like, nope, sorry about your luck. I know better than that. They ended up accepting it, but I had to take in school the clerk on the other side about money and the legality of it. So they do have to by law. And that's still the case right now. Collector investment, go to the last podcast from last week. Somebody throw up a link to the last podcast, please, so that collector investor can take and type in Mexico at the right location. So collector investor, be on the lookout. We'll put a link up of where for you to go. There it is. CoinOp just put it up. Go to that link, and in the comment section there, type in Mexico, and you'll be entered to win. You got 6 minutes. There you go.
Good luck, everybody.
Why would anybody gong Nick?
Because he's a fake deputy. He's not real.
Oh,
Well, Joe Durbin's the one they want to put in charge. Joe, you got it on?
Where's the pup?
there we go.
Yeah, man. Hey, I like that. Joe, there you go. Start using that whenever somebody's went too long or too much.
That's a good idea.
Every time Robert speaks.
I was just gonna say, get
That's
ready
okay.
for when Brad comes up.
Hey, Checkers, how you doing? KG Coins, good to see
Good
you. Michael Reagan, hello to you. Blue Moon D, howdy, howdy, howdy to all the new people. Steve LaPointe, hello, everybody. We're just having an open discussion. If you have a question, feel free to ask away on the topic. Go for it.
So Steve just wrote in the way U.S. is going, we're going to have to report to Mexico. So kind of like what the movie Day After Tomorrow.
All right.
Come on, Nick. Come on,
I
movie
don't- I don't-
reference.
I've never
Joe,
watched
do you know it?
movie.
Dennis Quaid.
I haven't seen it. Joe, go for it.
Oh, I've seen it. I don't know. You never seen
All
Day
right,
After
more
Tomorrow?
homework for Nick.
I don't watch many movies. I don't have the attention span. I don't like to just sit there.
AOC
Oh,
standard.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
I like
Get off,
comedies.
get off of your computer.
I don't get on the computer.
No.
I'm in Maine. I'm going to be outdoors if I can be outside.
Yeah, but what's that, like 3 times every year because of the weather?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean-
3 months.
Summer in Maine, the best 3 days of the year.
I'll tell you what, I've been up there to, what was that island we said?
Mount Desert.
Devil's Island? Desert Island.
Oh, Mount Desert Island. Oh, yes. MDI.
Oh,
I'm
that
there.
was-
Mount-
That
It's
was
Mount
2 weeks
Desert
of
Island. That's my
absolute
hometown.
Glory.
Is it? Alden, that. So,
I'm from Bal
oh,
Harbor, so Bal
Yeah.
Harbor's
Yeah.
on Mount Desert Island.
So
Yep,
I'm
we
an
took
hour
it right. We
away.
went there.
45
We had
minutes.
more lobster than you can imagine.
Oh, I love Mount Desert Island. Oh, so pretty down there.
Yeah, we went on the lobster tour and
Oh,
got to
yeah.
check out. Yeah, that was
No
pretty
whale
neat.
watching?
No, there was no whale watching at the time. It was, I guess, the time of year. It was strictly for lobster. That's the only thing. I mean, I think we've seen a few exotics. I don't remember what it
Yeah.
was. It might have just been some sea lions or something like that.
Monday evening, we'll be going down to Boston to watch a Celtics game. So we're going to drive down to Portland, Maine, which is about 2 hours from Bangor, south, and we're going to take the train into Boston.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, the Amtrak. So,
Enjoy that city life.
listen, Alden knows there's no cities really in Maine. Even Portland is not really a big city. I think, gosh, we don't have our population. We don't have much. We're a large state and we don't have much of a population, which I like.
More moose than people.
And that's truth. And black bears.
Say hello to Cemetery Shop. Welcome to YouTube's Corner. I like the what the heck was it for that me and you had that that the Butthead did? Yeah, the soup that Butthead didn't want to eat. Huh?
South of here in New York City.
That huh? What the heck kind of soup is clam chowder?
Clam chowder. Oh, my mother.
Chatta.
That's my
Chatta.
mother.
Well, we got some up there. I figured that'd be the best place to get a little bit of clam chowder. And we had I had my nephew with me and he wouldn't even try it. He wanted a hamburger. And we're sitting there at a restaurant in Maine. It's like, you gotta be shitting me. You want a hamburger and
you
a
got some
lobster?
Christmas food.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Like I said, well, you know what? Now this is a true story. I caught a smallmouth bass
Uh-huh.
when I
Yeah.
was there. Flora snatched that sucker up, and I bet it wasn't even done breathing. And she had it fixed up, filleted, and made some fish head
Wow.
soup. And I'll tell you what, I was shocked. The young kids all had at minimum one. Some of them had 2 helpings of the fish head soup. So it
Yeah.
was awesome.
My daughter even, she'll go fish. They went to a camp over the summer and she'll even rainbow trout. And they even make them, gut them themselves and cook them. And she
Hey,
really
Robert,
Yeah.
pay attention. Carl asked a numismatic question.
Yep, Carlos. Okay, somebody want to highlight that?
I want pride. Oh, I
I
love
get
pride.
it. Okay. Die crack coins have a value. It depends on the die crack. To be honest, I would say Brad would know a lot of that. It depends on the coin, the age of the coins. Do they?
I would
if
think
you-
I would think it depends a lot upon the taste of the collector. There are some collectors that detest them and want coins in the earliest state of preservation that they can get, and then there are other collectors like me that would prefer coins struck from dies in the latest state. So to me, a coin is much more interesting with die cracks, and a lot of times you can get a premium, but there is no
Lord, come here.
there's no guarantee of that, nor is there a book that'll help you with that. So it's just kind of each one on its own merit. But
Brad, how
there's
much
a
do you
there's a
offer?
cadre of collectors that like them.
How much do you
Okay.
offer over spot for American Silver Eagles?
Depends.
Depends on the year.
The
Of
year
course.
sometimes, how many. But right now we're paying a minimum of $2 over,
Okay,
and
that's
in larger quantities or nicer, monster boxes, etc. There are
Mhm.
reasons to pay more.
okay. So what about maples?
Maples right now, pretty much right around spot.
Okay. Now, so I have some maples that were way too expensive. Like, for example, the Bigfoot privy.
Yeah, okay. So when they take a proven item and they do something kitschy to try to make
Mhm.
it more valuable, wait and get it in the aftermarket later for a lot less.
Yes.
Go ahead and put me. Okay,
Um,
guys. Oops. Here's one where they took and the die totally collapsed and it capped off Lincoln's head. I could show it under the scope, but
Very
right
nice.
there's the die cut right there that fell off. So this is a retained cud that took and just went heck in a handbag. But so this is something that a lot of people, I mean, this is probably, I don't know, I'm gonna guess the last one I had that I sold in this condition was over $100. So you ask if they're valuable. It depends on the coin and the collector. That particular coin, I would say, has got some value to it.
It's pretty. It's a nice looking coin.
Well, I hope that helps to answer the question that was asked.
Sure.
Because
Steve Lapointe asked what I prefer to collect.
there
My
you go.
specialty is silver coins from the first U.S. mint by die marriage. So yes, I get as deeply into the woods as you can get, just about. Oh, Steve wants to double your money, Robert. He's offered you 2 cents for that one. Robert, you're on mute. There you go.
I know. I seen that. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna pass it this time. However, guys, guess what? It is giveaway time. So we're gonna take in the Mexico that Brad was so kind to donate to the show. We're gonna give that away now. So we're gonna take and do a picking, and let's see who the winner is gonna be. We're gonna put in, find out real quick. And the winner is
See stack.
OC Stacker. Holy cowabunga! Congratulations, OC Stacker. He's out there. You will get this. I think I got your information, OC Stacker, but we'll put it in your basket, OC Stacker. Congratulations, my friend. Awesome. I'm glad you got it. Congratulations, OC Stacker. Yep. Let me find the stickers. I'm just, here they are right there. I got it. There you go. And,
I got it.
oh, okay. Oh,
So Robert, I heard Nick was going to give a 100-ounce bar for
woohoo!
giveaway next time.
Oh yeah,
What?
sure.
Hey, Robert,
Could it be copper?
freaking awesome. I had a
Sure.
question there, and freaking on that split planchet nickel. Now they said that it was separated after the strike. So once somebody took possession of it, they broke it into 2 pieces. That's why they won't put it into a holder. They considered that.
Now, which one are we talking about?
A split planchet nickel. They wouldn't
From
hold it
last week.
damaged because it was separated after. You know what I mean? It was separated by whoever found the coin. They mechanically separate however they worded it. That was what they said, though. I sent it.
Okay,
In.
I'm trying to figure out where did it come from? Because I don't recall selling.
No, I sold it to him. I don't know if I bought it from you, who I bought it from, but and we sent it in to have it holdered.
Okay.
Holder. I mean, we could try NGC or somebody, but Annex twice they sent it back and said separated after strike details.
How would they know that? Is what
I don't know if they looked at it the way it came apart, but how would you know if it came apart in your pocket or somebody peeled it apart? But that was all they told me, and we tried twice, but separated after strike. So whether it was separated or whatever, that's how they saw
I didn't
that.
say freaking awesome. I don't remember. I'd like to see it, see if it was one that I got to you, Joe. I know where I would have got it from.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. I know I have one an Annex holder I got from you. I believe I got that one from you.
yeah, I think I sold it to you. It was already in a holder. It was in 2 holders, if memory serves me correctly.
Right.
That's the only one I can recall, Joe. So I don't know. I'm not saying I couldn't because I've handled a few. I've got one right now. It's a V nickel one. Okay. It's only like half of the back has been separated though from the other side. So, and I've kept it only because I thought it was pretty cool. And I just wanted one for my own collection.
Right on.
See, it
I
seems
think
like I
they're very
remember
cool.
that coin that you had in 2 holders that Joe bought. It seemed like I remember that.
You might have, yeah. I've had that one for quite a while.
Yeah, I know I sold Joe one that was in 2 Annex holders. I bought it from, I believe I bought it from Brad Karloff's good friend, John. Who was it for?
John Boldy?
No, the guy I just got him from. What's his name?
Well, that's a good.
Brad.
Brad, what do you
I'm
think
talking to
about
you.
hand
Brad?
pullers?
I'm not paying any attention.
Oh,
That's nice. Who did I just take and get from the coin show a silver Roman coin for you? Who was that from?
John Kern.
John Kern. Thank you. That's what I found. Yeah.
ooh,
Jonathan Kern. Ooh, what's that?
That's
Is that
so-
mine?
No, is that
Uh,
yours? It could be yours.
2017. That's beautiful.
It's not a 95, Brad. I want a 95 W.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly. You should
I'll
be.
take that one.
Is that for the next giveaway, Brad?
No.
Ah.
That was pretty.
But
So what do you
I'll
think
tell
about-
you what, Nick. I'll be happy to send that to you if you send me $100 bill.
Oh, that's not fair.
It
That's
is
not
fair.
bad.
It is pretty. It is
The
very
last
pretty.
one,
Ultra Cam, that sounds pretty good, Nick.
I have
the
to go
last
check.
one sold on eBay for 130.
Wow, I have to go check see if I have that first.
All
I may
right.
have it.
2017.
Oh, Brad, what do you
F.
think about the ASC's emergency strike? What was it in 2020? So What?
Yeah, they're worth the same as any other silver eagle.
even if it's holder, even if it's in the holder still, because I know once you take it out of the holder, it's hard to tell if that. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
it's
tell if it was
impossible
in-
to tell. The only way
Right.
you can tell them apart is
It's-
to get a monster box that has San Francisco on the ceiling tape instead
Right.
of
I purchased
so
a few at an
what
auction.
do we call things like that? Bull poopy?
Huh?
No,
What?
It's no good. It's
Bull crap.
BS. It's BS. Don't.
Oh, BS.
Yes.
But I purchased a few at an auction for
Yeah.
much less under spot.
Well, but if you buy them at the right price, then they're always a good deal. But paying a premium for them, no.
No, but they are graded. So, and it does say emergency issue. So, but with that being said, if it's out of the holder, of course, you're not going to know if it's the emergency issue, but in the holder,
Okay.
wouldn't
And they're still worth the same as any
Okay.
other one.
all right, then that's
No
fine.
premium. Sorry.
Okay.
Don't get hung up on brand new coins and special
Oh, I
holders.
don't. No, I only got it because it was under spot. I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Oh,
have
it's
looked
not real
one.
then, probably.
They're real. They're real.
Deputy says you should send him coins for putting up with you. I agree.
At least I'm not going around calling myself a fake deputy.
I heard that. I've been watching that on you guys' podcast, and I'm waiting for a damn badge.
I got a real one.
I believe
got
you.
a
I'm just
railroad
saying.
one.
Mm.
This one is real.
The silver police are after us.
Oh, snap. Well, I know if they're going after the one with the most silver, I ain't got to worry about it. It ain't going to be me.
What's your take on hand pour silver? Is that something that you invest or you buy a lot of? I don't. but
What kind of silver?
pour. Somebody, pours it at
Oh.
home, makes it themselves.
Not a fan because you can't guarantee that it's 999.
Mm.
I want
Everybody.
if you want something like that, one as an oddity or something, that's
Mhm.
okay. But I wouldn't be loading up on them.
Yeah. I don't want to pay the art premium.
Well, but if you're buying art and not silver, then that's fine. What are you buying? Are you buying silver?
The art or the silver?
Are
Yeah.
you buying art?
Yeah.
When you go into it, when you go to buy jewelry, do you go, how much does that silver earring weigh? No.
Well, that's
you
true.
look at
That
it,
is
you
true.
go, that's pretty. I want that. And you
Mhm.
pay the premium because you want it.
Yeah, but there's a certain number of gold I want in that jewelry too, because some of it's softer than the other.
Well,
Some's more
but-
durable than the other. Yeah, people are making a killing off hand pour silver. Some are, yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Look at that. That's cool. Sure.
That is cool. That's very cool.
That's
Yeah.
neat. But now why are you buying that? You're not buying that because it's an ounce of silver. You're buying that because you like the design,
Hmm.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to separate it. It would be like saying, I'm buying an 1804 silver dollar because of its silver.
Hmm.
Well, no, you're buying it because of the rarity and you want it. Yeah, all that's cool, but at what point do you say the premium's too much? That's an individual decision that everybody has to make.
Right. And I bought both of those. because they
Cashmere,
were-
I buy pretty things. I like that. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
We'll,
Right.
we'll use that.
I bought those two items, guys, because they were doing a benefit for somebody in the coin community that had fallen upon bad times. And so I just purchased them to try and help that person. But I also, as Brad said, and Cashmere, I thought they were nice. I thought they were neat. So
Yeah. Minnie Gray just asked 999 gold versus double eagle. As I said before, the double eagles are down so that the premium is not very large over their gold value. So you might want to consider, if you've ever wanted a double eagle, now's time to probably pick one up.
I
But-
want one.
But again, are you buying because you want the coin, or are you buying just because you want the cheapest gold you can own? And if it's the cheapest gold you can own, you're probably better off with the 999 fine gold. But if you're willing to pay a small premium to get the double eagle, then that would be something to consider.
Joe,
So-
do you do any stacking of gold or silver yourself? I mean, and if so, what's your opinion of the collectible versus the bullion? I'd like to know your opinion on that. And then I'm going to go to Alden, if you don't mind.
I used to. I don't really anymore. As far as I stack silver and gold, but not collectible stuff. I kind of what Brad said. It's just you add something to it to make a niche and charge you more.
Mhm.
And if you just wait, you'll get it cheaper. So to me, as long as it's real, generic, whatever, that's kind of what I put away.
Gold is gold.
Gold's gold, silver's silver.
Yeah.
Okay, Alden, what about you now?
I'm more of a coin collector than a stacker. I have some stacked, but most of the coins I buy because I love them, or I'm completing a series or a typeset or whatever it is I'm looking to do with it.
Okay, well, Brad knows with me, I've got to, I mean, I try to take and I tell them, I don't care if it's foreign, domestic, whatever. If I can get it at spot, that's what I want. Now, I have paid a premium to get the double eagles. I'm okay with it. When I bought it, I mean, I've made my money back and then some, as Brad knows. I got it at 1,800 an ounce. But I've also got it where I've actually got double eagles at spot price for gold. So there you go.
Wait, no,
Let's see.
Okay, so I think I got the gist of your question. Am I saying this is a good deal? No. I'm saying that based on the fact that the last one sold for $130 on eBay, and I'm willing to sell mine for 100, makes it a fair price based on today's market. Is that a good deal? No. If you want an ounce of silver, buy an ounce of silver for $28, a silver round, or a silver eagle for $30 or $31. But that's where this is no longer silver. It's a coin. It's a collectible. It's something different. Worst case scenario, it's always worth as much as an ounce of silver. Whereas if you buy a copper nickel coin for $100, it has no intrinsic value. So that's where you have to draw the line between bullion and collectible.
I love the Oregon Trail coin. I paid a premium for mine, so I think
love
it's
Oregon
a
Trails.
collectible.
It's my favorite commem.
Beautiful. Right.
That's what we're talking about, perishable numismatic coins versus bullion. And I think a lot of that, right now on this panel, it seems like it is a minimum of 3 to 1.5, because I'm not certain where you're at exactly, Nick. You might be a little bit of both. I know, yeah, me, Brad, and Joe, I think we're going for the bullion, get the cheapest you can, and at least, well, strike that. I do, and I know, actually, I think all three of us, I mean, we're all three looking for the cheapest for our bullion. However, I know for me and Brad, we both also buy numismatics for the value of those. Joe, I believe, does the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, each transaction is weighted on what it is. So I have a 1839 Dahlonega $5 gold piece. No, I didn't buy that near bullion. No, I wanted it because it's a really cool coin. I paid a lot of money for it because it's a really cool coin.
And I remember Brad Karloff making fun of me because I took and bought a 1971 Eisenhower dollar.
I make fun of you all the time for everything.
I know. Until he took and he sold one then on Legends for $30,000, and then he got a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, let's talk."
Well, I knew you were, jonesing to sell it for a big price, so we tried.
Well, yeah, but you know what? And this is the truth, Brad. I still think that coin's undervalued.
That's fine.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. And I'm waiting to see what happens with my 8-tail feather over at Great Collections. I may send it over there and let them put it up for auction.
So this 5-coin series, Best of the Mint Gold, that they're going to be doing in 2026, is that something that we should buy from the mint, or should we get on the secondary market? Because it's a lot like the series of the 2016 W.
If the mint prices it the way they have been lately, I think it's going to be overpriced from the mint. But if everyone feels the same way and doesn't order it, then so you're going to have to make your own mind up as to whether you want to guarantee having one or you want to risk getting one in the aftermarket at a lower price. So
Well,
Can't
they're going to be
really-
making that in 4 different sizes. So is there a size that's better than not considering the premiums, but should you go for the ounce or is it okay to go for the fractional?
Typically, in what the mint's done, the half-ounce pieces are the scarcest.
Okay, the half ounces.
That's been the history.
Okay, well, that's
Because
good to know. I
people
didn't know
with
that. That's good to
people that
know.
don't have a lot of money that want one of the design will buy the 10th ounce, and people
Okay.
with all of the money will buy the 1 ounce.
1 ounce. So it's
So
the
the
middle.
quarter and
Okay.
half ounce are usually the things that are a bit wanting in orders.
And that's good to know. But to think though, back when you guys were talking about the 2016 gold that came out, it may be worth it to buy all 5 of them.
It might be, but I don't know. So that's, again, I am not going to recommend to anyone that they buy them. I will tell them, if you like them and you can afford them and you want them, then buy one. Will they be worth more in the aftermarket or less? I don't know.
Well, nobody can.
My
Yeah,
crystal ball is broken.
right. But that 2016 series they did is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
When I bought my 2016 gold piece, I bought it aftermarket, and I got it probably 20% cheaper than I would have got it if I had ordered it from the mint.
Wow. But see,
Yeah.
I'm going to pay more for it though when I go buy it because I want the Walking Liberty.
My
Right place at
big
the right time.
guys is the 1995 set that they had out that had the silver eagle and all the gold.
Oh yeah.
That took, and you could not buy that 95W. That's why I just told Brad I'm interested in getting another one. I owned one at one time. I'd like to get another one to put back into my collection because I think that is a coin. I don't know, Brad. I'm not going to use the word investment because
Thank you.
I know it can go up and down, but I do like that particular. I don't know.
Okay, the 95W. The 95W Silver Eagle has now settled into a price range and has stayed there for some time for the 69s and the 70s. There's no longer the moon price being paid for 70s. And with the 69s hovering in the same range for quite some time, they've found their level. So buying one now, if you want one, I think is the best time that we've had so far since 95 to buy one.
Yeah, and John Shank, I seen your statement. If you got one, I'd be willing to buy it. I have no problem with that. I want one to put back in my collection just because, like I said, I had one. I was young. I needed money. It was one I took, and I think I made 1,000 or 2,000% when I sold it.
Holy
But I
smokes.
needed the money at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
that was a good return.
Well, I took and I bought it from a friend. Well, let's see, Brad, if you remember Dana Kahn. I bought it from him. He had it in his scrap bin, guys. I swear to God, this is a true story. If my ex-wife was here, she could take and testify to it. I bought it. I seen it in his scrap. I said, look here. And he said, is that the expensive one? I said, yeah. He said, will you give me $100 for it? Sure will. And right there and then I gave him $100 for it. And then I had to sell it years later because, again, I was raising a family, business got slow, and it just happened. But I made a ton of money off of that coin. I will say that.
Nice.
And I'd like to get another one back now. Let me ask you, and we're going to go around the room on this one here. That is one of my better ones. I've had better than that, but Joe Durbin, what's been one of yours where you bought something and you got a great deal and you turned it over? What's one of your best deals?
Boy, they're so far and few between, buddy.
Come on, Joe.
I don't know. I guess I bought a 23S standing Liberty quarter for like $15. I think I got a very fine grade on it or something. That was a nice hit. I still hang on and have that one though. I don't know. That's the only one that's jumping out at me right now.
Okay. How about you, Alden? What's the best purchase you've made that you got it for a little bit of nothing and it went up in value?
Oh, probably, I've got an MS-64 20-cent piece.
Wow.
And, I got a good deal on it, and it's worth probably 4 times what I gave for it. But it's not for sale.
Okay, Nick, your turn.
Sunday, I picked up a Morgan for $50 and flipped it for $400.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Brad, guess what? It's your turn.
Oh my.
1830 large letter $50.
Say that again. What was it?
1830
1830.
large letters, bust $50.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. I
So-
don't like that one.
So years ago, a group of us from Cincinnati would hop into a car and we would go to the St. Louis shows. And so we would go and work the floor all day on Friday, have a nice dinner, stay overnight, go back to the show, and then come home. And we were getting ready to leave the show one day, and I'd been going around the show constantly because they weren't that big. And one guy was never at his table. So I went back one more time, and this guy's sitting there complaining to his buddy of what a terrible show he's had. And I was like, well, you've never been at your table. That could be why. He had 4 bust $50 in the case. And I said, can I see the 4 $50? So he puts them up on top of the counter, turns to his buddy, continuing to complain about, everything going on and no business, and nobody's looking at coins. Nobody's doing anything. And I look at the coins and turn the 1830 over. It's large letter. So it's a pretty rare coin. And he has it marked $50 some. And so I showed him the coin, and he's still complaining to his friend, and I'm going like, I want to buy a coin. And he finally looks at me and go, I'll take this one. I put it in my shirt pocket. I reached and got my wallet out. I was taking out the money to pay him. And he goes, I need my cost code off of that. So I took the coin out of my pocket, popped it through the cellophane, put the coin in my pocket, handed him the 2x2 and $55 and walked off. And he was like dumbfounded. So I go out in the lobby and I don't have a poker face. I'm going like, yeah. And my buddy says, oh, what did you do? I showed him the coin, and he gets this white look, and he goes, oh my God, is that a good one? I'm like, well, yeah. He said, I passed on that earlier today. I said, okay. I didn't. And I turned 55 into 3,500.
Awesome.
Wow.
It's just studying.
Well,
if you
I'm
study,
not that fortunate.
if you study enough and go and look at enough things, you will find something good that you know more about than the dealer. Now, less so today when the dealer can be an idiot and just pay the grading services to do all of his work for him. But
There's a lot more things too available for a dealer to look at right then and there as well.
there
More
is, yeah.
information
But
accessible.
the old books were harder.
Yeah. So, but now
The-
they can just Google it, or it's a lot easier for them to look up their information.
It is.
But it is for the customer as well.
VF20 there, Flordalina.
Another person that does the same as Brett, knows his information is Hampton Consultants.
He just started buying from me. And
Okay. Robert, just a second. That's
Okay.
logic says, isn't that cheating the person selling it? I paid what they were asking for the coin.
That's their problem if they didn't have a.
If
the
they
right
if
amount.
they
That's
sold
right.
if they sold the coin to somebody who was going to put it in their album and say it's an 1830 bust half that's worth $55 and not know the difference. No. If somebody prices a coin and they're happy with selling it at that price,
Mhm.
as long as you don't lie to them, if they ask you a question about it, but the person said, I want $55, and I said, okay, That's not cheating somebody. If I walk up to the table and the person says, how much is this coin worth? Then as a reputable person, you're obligated to tell them as much about it as you know.
Hello, Hampton. Blue Moon B said it right. It's called cherry picking.
That's right.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I do it all the time. The deal, I've done it to Brad. Me and Brad know it.
He
It's
does
just-
it to me all the time.
But not no more. He knows
Oh.
better than that. But I mean, now I cherry picking, but I share in the wealth. Let's be honest about it, okay? And what do I mean by that? I do cherry pick, Brad, all the time. Every time I go in there, I cherry pick something. I mean, for the most part, I don't know. There might be 1 or 2 times in the last 2-3 years that I've left with nothing. But it's that seldom. However, as I say, with Brad, we've got a deal. I share in the wealth. I take him whatever I cherry pick, I sell it. He gets a cut, I get a cut. We're all happy. He makes more money, I make more money. That's the way it goes. But what I was talking about,
Robert gets to look at a lot of coins before anybody else does.
Oh,
he does.
I'm so jealous.
well, Nick, I've tried
Hey,
to tell
Nick,
people.
Me
if you
too.
come to Cincinnati, I'll let you look before Robert for sure.
Really?
There you go, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
You're good to
All right, I
go
was in
on that.
Ohio last year.
Hey, I don't mind it because, guys, he shows me. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine the dollar amount every year I get to look at.
Oh,
Good
I bet
God.
I would just like to sit there and learn and look through them all. Just, yeah.
Okay,
Ford did a
so
short.
when are you coming back to Ohio?
I don't know. Maybe this summer to come to that coin show.
There you go.
That would be fun.
There you are. Hey, I don't mind sharing it. You know, get new eyes on it.
I would just like to learn and look at all of them.
I like that, Compton.
Oh, that's funny, Steve.
Yeah. Well, you know, Steve, the Hampton consultant, Steve, he buys a lot from Joe Durbin and from Coin Op. And I'll tell you what, if he's going to make a purchase, more than likely already has it sold.
I think he just started purchasing from us. Isn't that right,
Yep.
Ford? Yeah. But welcome, Hampton. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I have taken and bought back collections. I had a young man who took and bought from me for years. He stopped buying for about a year, and then he got a hold of me. Said I need to sell my collection because my sister's sick. I said fine. I said send it. He sent me the collection. Everything he bought from me, he made money off of
Oh,
because he bought it. He actually made money,
good deal.
but he bought a bunch of stuff from these people that Brad just loves that brings in the coins that look like they were rubbed out on the parking lot and they think they're worth millions. I told him, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I cannot pay you nothing for this stuff that ain't nothing. He had a bunch of junk. Joe, have you had that happen to you just out of curiosity in collections where people have sent you stuff and wanted you to buy it? If Daniel Malone was here, I'd ask him. I know Brad for a fact. I've been there when I've seen it come in.
Absolutely.
But Joe, what about you? Because I know you buy from out there.
Yeah, you get a bunch of junk. You know, on the back end, all this you got this much that you want, and you have this much that's included. And
Back end of the deal.
yeah,
What about you, Brad? I know you can discuss a little bit on that.
Hold on. I'm
You can show
unhooking
us.
my computer right now. And
he's
we're going to go for a walk.
Here we go, guys. Have some fun. Enjoy it. Oh,
You need
gosh.
somebody to go through that mess, and I would be glad to go through it all for you.
Nick, you have no clue, sweetheart.
Oh
Just
my
be honest.
gosh.
So the big blue container is something somebody dropped off to me the other day and said, open it up, figure it, and give me a price. It's all junk, but
Mm.
it's junk that'll be worth something. But you know, the joys of owning a coin shop is never having enough time
Goodness.
to go through everything.
Holy smokes. Is that like that in every of all your stores?
maybe not. And you never have enough safe room.
I assure you, he's not. I've seen a lot in that safe, Nick, in that safe there too. Both of them.
Holy, how many safes you got back there?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Oh, well, you'll just show us on camera.
Right there, Nick. You know, you was talking about you'd love to go through it.
Yeah.
You don't realize how. I mean, it becomes a job. It certainly
Oh, I
does.
bet. I
Like I
bet
said,
it takes a lot of
Florida-
time. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, Floor took and
So-
showed a short video of me going through some dimes,
Mhm.
and literally, I mean, I'm taking the coins and it's like setting it down. The next one.
So when somebody brings it like that container, that blue container, they drop it off and say, "How much will you give me for what's in here?" What is the turnaround time?
Well, I told him I'm going on vacation next week, so the turnaround time is going to be a couple of weeks.
Okay,
But,
and yeah,
Overall, that depending on what's in it, that can be an hour to 5 hour job.
and do you also charge for your time for going through it? Do you put that within the
Well,
cost?
he used to work for me, and that's
Oh, okay.
that's part of his parents' estate, and
I see.
so
So you're doing him a favor.
yeah. But it depends on what kind of an appraisal I'm doing, whether I charge or not. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. But as Joe was saying, with any deal, there's a handful of things that you really want. There's a group of things that you know what to do with. And then there's a bunch of stuff that accumulate.
And some of it you just hope like hell you can take back to the bank, which that even becomes difficult at times.
Yeah, there's rolls of presidential dollars and Sacagaweas and things in the back. So
Canadian coins.
I usually Canadian coins. When I get enough of them, I count up face value, put them in a box, and sell them at a discount, and somebody buys them.
Well, we get a lot of Canadian coins, but now they would take them at the bank or stores here, but now they just started they won't accept any of them.
Yeah.
By the way, Brad, I took and I recommended Florence's shop to a guy. I bought the coin collection. It wasn't much, but he said he had a whole room of baseball cards. I said, modern, they don't take. I said, but if you go to Florence, I said, you might get somebody to buy them there. I said, but it's going to be a wholesale purchase. So you may see the guy.
Okay. We'll have a look.
Right. But yeah, Perry Custom Cards. Yeah, Brad Karloff. The Florence store does sell baseball cards. Normally, they're valuable ones. I mean, I'm certain they got the cheaper ones there for beginners. I mean, the price range varies immensely.
What about
Would that be
autographs?
fair to say?
I got Ted Williams autograph. Do you sell those?
Wow, that's good.
Do you sell those?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I met him when I was 9 years old in a store in Brewer, Maine, and he was with Bud Levitt.
There's a cool story.
Yeah, he didn't want to sign it either. He was a jerk, but he ended up signing for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's so sad when you meet one of your boyhood heroes or young heroes, and
Well,
they turn
Ted
out to be a
Williams
jerk
was.
like that.
I mean, he was known to be not very nice to fans. He didn't like his fans too often.
A little caustic.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Hampton Consultants, I get their newsletter. I have yet to worry about having to send them anything. Brad, what about you?
I send them money every year.
There you go.
At the end of the year, they have a, please send some money and help us keep. Well, no, because
They
do offer a great service. And so I send them a check every year.
I think Hampton Consultants is the smartest in the chat. Mhm.
But they may be smart, but they obviously can't do math.
He can. He can.
Is JB going to be back next week?
I think they're keeping him. He
They're
was
keeping him.
detained. He was
Hmm.
detained at the airport, and they're never letting him back out.
Good.
It'll be the next the next armada that comes from the islands will include him.
Okay, don't forget, everybody, at the end of this podcast, do yourself a favor and type in Kennedy in the comment section, and you'll be entered to win this Kennedy silver commemorative dollar. All you got to do is type in Kennedy in the comment section at the end of this podcast. Sorry, guys, I just hate to interrupt, but I had to take and wanted to get that out for everybody. So
Yeah, there's Joe, in and out and around.
that's all that's in and out all the time.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say I don't collect sports cards, but I do collect these. These are signed game helmets from all the famous quarterbacks. This is Dan Marino.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. What else? What other autographs you have on? You have Tom Brady?
Yeah, I got Brady, and I've got
Oh, nice,
I
Brad.
don't know.
Where did you
there
guys
you
get
go,
that from?
Alden. There you go.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
That is super cool.
What
Are
do you
those
want to
for
pay
sale?
for that, Alden? How much would you offer me for this Dan
Oh,
Marino
I have no
autographed
idea what it's
jersey?
worth.
Alden, are you a Miami fan though?
Yes.
I'm so disappointed.
It says Jeff and Zach, best wishes, Dan Marino. So it is personalized,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
fun.
is one of the Mitchell and Ness autograph model jerseys. You know,
I'm not going to look at somebody betrayed
what
me.
Well, what's
what
something
would
like
you
that
like to
worth,
pay for
Brad?
that, Alden?
I said, what's something like that worth, Brad?
Well, I'm trying to find out what a true Marino fan would want to pay for one.
Oh, I just want to
Less
know how
than what
this
you
New
paid for the
Englander-
helmet, I'm sure.
How this Mainer can become a Miami Dolphin fan when we're in New England and they're like our biggest rival. We hate Miami.
Hmm.
He grew up.
I never was a New England Patriots fan. until-
A true sports fan will take and appreciate the talent of anyone on any individual.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I was born in 1978, and I was born a.
Well, I started following the football, NFL, when the year in the 70s that the Dolphins were undefeated.
Mm.
And I just become a fan. And
That was
been a
before
lifelong
you
fan.
were born, Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
way before.
I guess Patriots were chosen for me at birth, just like the Red Sox and the Celtics and the Bruins. I mean, I live and breathe them all.
Oh,
I grew up and I got to watch and meet a lot of the steel curtain for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There you go. That's what I mean. I got to meet a lot of the stars, and now that was a fun time.
Oh, I
What-
bet.
That dynasty, I mean, there was some talent on that team.
But yeah, they had a lot of great talent come through there.
Oh, yeah. Steel curtain, when they had that, I mean, oh my God. You had everybody. You
Next
had
year,
Bradshaw. You had Mean Joe Green. You had O.J. Harris, Lynn Swan. Holy cow. I mean, they was like the Bengals were, or strike that, the Reds were when they had their Johnny Bench and all them. What? Yeah, right. You only wish the Bengals was that good. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. He likes that girl soccer football. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. He likes soccer.
Real football.
He likes so. That's
Real
so weird.
boring
That's
football.
the girls'
That's
game,
what we
yeah,
call
that's
soccer.
me.
So, Alden, you do have a Tom Brady signed helmet. Do you
Me?
have a Tom Brady signed helmet for Alden? He said he had.
Oh, Alden.
I've got them in a cabinet in the gun room back there.
How did you get his
I've
autograph?
got Joe Namath. I got Joe Namath, and I don't know. I've got probably 30 of them. different
Oh my
quarterbacks.
gosh, did you get the autographs or did you buy them already autographed?
No, they were already autographed. They're all
Okay,
game
wow,
helmets.
that's a great
I
collection
bought
right
them
there.
from a private collector in Florida.
Oh,
Cool.
nice. That's awesome.
Okay, I understand.
I want to get Larry Bird's autograph.
Can you just shut that down and I'll take over?
Bring it down a little bit, Brad. Bring it down a little bit. Who is that?
you want me to Take off Rumble.
No, just well, I don't know how to do that.
I'm just saying after you're done.
Oh, Cincinnati Reds.
After you're done with the podcast, you go to Rumble and you can just end live. Because if not, it won't end.
I can't end it up here.
Mac Jones isn't on the Patriots anymore, OC. He's gone.
And just end it because I don't know how. Go ahead and end Grumble.
Every time Bailey used to have a Patriot jersey. That's kind of cool.
I'm gonna leave this up for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Our manager that takes care of all the camera shit is leaving, and I had to.
So I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Didn't he play for the Reds?
Hold on now. You got to know Cincinnati. Yeah, Brad, I know what Brad's reaction is going to be. Listen, he did some great accomplishments,
Yeah.
but he also did some funny stuff. And Brad, go ahead.
He was a great ball player. And I mean, he bet against his own team. At least he didn't bet against them. Let him in the Hall of Fame.
When I said something about meeting your childhood heroes,
Mhm. Was he your childhood hero? I like Pete Rose. I love to watch him play still.
you've
I
never
like
met him.
No, I haven't. Is he?
You shouldn't meet him.
Oh, so he's a jerk. Gotcha.
There are other words to use to describe him.
That was a
also.
nice one that I went, yeah.
I met Johnny Bench, Brad.
I
Good
met
deal.
Farrah Fawcett one time.
Okay,
Woo.
Alden wins.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, her and Lee Majors used to live in a town just across the New Hampshire border. And I met him at the Newington Mall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Oh,
back
Portsmouth.
in 76, 77.
When I crossed the bridge going from Maine to New Hampshire, we're right in Portsmouth.
Yeah, going
border.
from Portsmouth to Kittery. Yep.
Yeah.
Lex
Kittery,
Maxwell.
I got to make one correction. Most of those helmets, this one's particularly is mine, personal one. Most of the rest of them belong to my son.
Okay. But that's a really cool collection. That really
Yeah.
is. Most coin collectors, though, too, are sports collectors or collectors, period. Of stuff.
Collectors, period.
Hoarders, collectors.
I still
So,
don't
Robert,
know what Brad
one of
wants
these
for that
weeks,
jersey.
one of these weeks, Robert, we should do other crap that we collect.
I got other crap, too.
Okay, I mean that's something that I could see.
The hoarders, kind of, a little bit. Except
Malcolm Coin said hoarders. That's real
That's
damn
kind
close.
of true.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Ronald Harris just wrote in he collects jewelry. Well, so what kind of jewelry?
Gold.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh? No.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Art Nouveau and Art Deco jewelry is cool. Uh-oh.
I mean-
Alden's heading back out.
So sports cards, though, back in the 80s and 70s, my dad collected 3 different sets, one for him, one for my sister, and then one for me. But by the time you got from the 80s to the 90s, they weren't worth anything anymore. So basically,
So you have
I collect solid gold Star
Gretzky
Trek
rookie cards, right?
collectibles
I
as
do. I
well.
have, yeah, it's, what is that?
That's a gold Star Trek Enterprise 4.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen that movie either, or that show.
I love Star Trek.
Okay.
Guns, pottery, tobacco.
Robert,
Yeah.
get rid of Nick.
I used to watch it. My dad watched it. I don't remember. I was little.
She's got to go.
And then
Actually, with the barrel, that would still be Buzz Aldrin. That's pretty cool to get a signature of that. Just saying.
Nick, you have Buzz Lightyear, don't you?
I never, no.
Dang.
Oh.
Hey, Joe, that would be pretty cool there. You could do that real easy. Just get you a little bit of like a gold paint and just
Dip her paw in it and then have her
Right.
put it, yeah. They
Hampton-
have pet paint where you can do that so it washes off. So if they lick it, it does not toxic.
She has teeth marks. That's her signature.
Oh yeah.
Hampton
Okay.
Consultant says pottery. What kind of pottery? So
Oh my
see,
gosh.
that can be interesting too.
Wow, Hampton.
No,
I've
I
seen
used to
some
collect
beautiful
dishes, but I
pottery.
don't anymore.
We live near a very famous pottery company. So, Brad, you tell them some of the pottery you got.
Rookwood pottery. Weller, but mostly Rookwood.
Yep.
Can't take any more home. Don't have any shelf space left.
I've got a lot of Blue Ridge.
Wonderful.
And,
Joe, I'm
Lots.
sorry.
I like
Oh,
lots
your
of pottery.
camera's gone. Your camera's
Okay,
dead.
McCoy, Hall, Hager. I've never heard of Hager. I'm not familiar with that one.
I've heard of Hager. Yeah.
I've
That
not
must be
heard
an East Coast thing.
I mean, I took a tour on the last tour over by West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio. A lot of those companies have shut down. Fenton, I mean,
New
just
York.
a lot.
Out of New York. I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it is New England.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, it's a question that I ask a lot of coin collectors. I ask them what else they collect because it shows a lot of times a little deeper insight into each individual person. So, if you're riding along with somebody, I was giving a famous coin dealer a ride once, and I said, what else do you collect? And he just looks at me and goes, Tiffany lamps.
Oh, yep. My mother
I'm
has
like-
one.
I'm like, okay, I was already impressed with what he did with coins, and now he's, he collects Tiffany lamps. Great. Okay.
Well, I have some Tiffany dishes. And crystal.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm having trouble with my internet.
It's okay. There's storms around here, no problems. We've got about 8 minutes left, guys. Don't forget to take them at the end of.
Okay, Brad, I got a
Yeah.
question for you. What sets
Hold on,
Tiffany
let me
jewelry,
finish this
silver
real quick,
jewelry
Nick.
apart from other sterling silver jewelry?
Okay,
Go ahead.
hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. Let's take and I want to let everyone know about the giveaway at the end of this show. We're going to take and we will be giving away a Kennedy silver dollar. All you got to do is write in the comment section Kennedy after this live stream is over. Okay, go ahead, Nick. I apologize.
Oh, no, and that is true. When I do have Tiffany's jewelry, I always call Hampton first, and he buys it. What sets Tiffany silver, sterling silver apart from other jewelry stores?
Tiffany, what sets it apart?
Mhm.
Are we okay? I have to ask though, are we talking about the modern Tiffany? Or are we talking about the classic Tiffany?
I believe probably it's classic.
Okay, so classic
What-
Tiffany,
I would think
what set them apart was
the name,
The-
but
the design. No, they made their name by producing some of the best artwork in their form for years. If we talk about Tiffany today, the only thing that sets them apart is the logo.
their jewelry's dipped in
And the
rhodium.
price.
Well, yes. Check Stacker said
Well,
yes, the price.
but they dip the jewelry, sterling silver, in rhodium.
So
That doesn't make it
you don't
stronger,
think
better, and
do you think
shinier
they're
and
the first
prettier?
do you think they're the first person that's done that?
Yes, it's coated in rhodium. But
Not the first company to do that.
well, I like Tiffany's jewelry.
All right. Well, that's fine. But look up some of the Tiffany creations from the 1920s and be amazed. That's when you see some of the things that were truly art.
Try
Yeah,
that again.
But
Brad,
they
'cause
are
I think
still
you got
doing a
cut
lot
off.
of the old pieces. They're still recreating those same pieces.
Not there were a lot of custom work.
Oh,
That
you're talking.
they
Okay,
did
well then you're
back-
talking mega bucks. Custom work is like mega.
Yes,
couture.
exactly. But
Yeah.
but that's how does any great company make a name. They make a name not by doing what everybody else is doing. They do it by making
and that is
something-
true. And then you
doing
get some
something
certain
new.
names behind that name, like a Jackie Kennedy, and it just continues to
Well,
get
think
bigger.
more along Vanderbilts and
Okay,
people-
but they were going to have not only with the jewelry, but they were going to have their table set with Tiffany settings. I mean,
oh sure.
yeah, their tables were going to be all Tiffany crystal and china and jewelry. Napkin
absolutely.
rings.
Think
You know,
think of it like a Cadillac. I mean, they built their reputation building great cars. Now they're not worth a
Quality.
crap, but I mean, at that time, that's how they got the name Cadillac. You know,
It's quality.
it's the same type thing. They build a great product and they build a business around it and a name that goes with it. And that becomes their logo. That's their brand.
the real key is transitioning a business to the second or third generation, because the first person to build the business is a genius. To build a successful business, to carry it on, and to continue to put out the same quality of work for the next generation and the generation after that is what makes then a dynasty.
Well, that and exactly what Hampton consultant said as well is when you one design that when you hear their name, you automatically think of that design.
Okay, Blue Moon, maybe creepy, but they probably bought a lot of Tiffany in their time too.
I'm sure they did. They probably had the lamps and the china and everything to.
I live near the Biltmore House, and it's one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see in your life.
The
It's
Bill.
huge.
Which house
The
is it?
Biltmore House.
Bil-
It was the Biltmore House, Nashville, North Carolina,
Okay.
and it was
Well-
built by Vanderbilt.
There's a lot of Rockefeller homes in Bar Harbor, Alden. Rockefellers
I know.
Rockefellers are the ones who made lobster the rich man's food, because it was the poor man's food before the Rockefellers. It was, I mean, it was very cheap. It was like going to get a hot dog. Getting
Yeah,
lost
with
with-
Yeah.
butter. Didn't they do that, Nick, with butter?
yeah, I mean, the Rockefellers made it with to make the expense go up. I mean, it was rich man food after they started eating it and having serving it at parties.
I see
And the
Yeah,
Kennedys
yeah.
as well. The Kennedys used to vacation in Saco, Maine.
I've been to Saco many times, but
Yep.
what I was going to say, there's also
I did-
another big mansion on the island. It was built by the Auchinclosses,
Oh,
which was
yeah.
Jackie Onassis's
Yes. Her stepfather.
former family. Yeah.
Yeah, it's her stepfather.
Yeah, David's Doubloons just reminded us that the Mint dropped the 2024 proof sets today.
Yep. Thank you, David.
Who picks them up? I didn't. You guys
I
get
didn't
some?
get no. I don't get them. I wait till the aftermarket sells them. I'll get them from Brad.
I have to order some because people are always
Hi,
looking for
Doubloons.
gifts for kids and things.
Yep. Yeah, that for birthdays, you name it, everything.
You want
That's
that
the
day?
beauty of it.
2024 proof sets. You want me to do it? Yeah. Well, you can, or I'll do it if you want.
Okay, guys, we are down to about 2 minutes of this podcast. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate it. JB, we're thinking about you, brother. I know he's down in the he's down. Where did I tell you he's at? Puerto Rico. That's right. He's down in Puerto Rico having a great time in the sun, enjoying
You
himself.
sure he's not in jail?
Brad's taking it. No, I'm positive because me and him been talking. He's looking for us a house that we can take and look for a vacation spot down there. Hey, be a place to go. What the heck? It's a nice little island, but yeah, he's down there having a good time. So, JB, you enjoy yourself. We'll see you back. Not next week, but I don't know if it's next week or the week after that. So, yeah, you're right, Debbie. Probably sipping drinks on the beach. I agree. Yeah, I feel
I wish I was
bad
at the
for him.
beach.
So,
Well,
okay, guys, we're gonna start
Godspeed,
closing
everybody.
this up. Real quick, Joe Durban, why don't you take and tell us a little bit about yourself and your auction, and we're gonna close this down.
Sure, thanks. Hey, it's great to have everybody in here today. It was a good talk, everyone. Do auctions Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube. Mondays 2
Applies for downtown, right?
2 Central, Wednesdays 7 Central, Fridays 2 o'clock Central. Thank you guys. Have a great week. We'll see everybody back here next week.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Nick, how about you telling us a little bit about yourself and all your stuff?
I don't have an auction. I do
No,
have a Tuesday podcast at 9 o'clock on Tuesday night with Stacking Surfer.
Yeah, by the way, I want to take and get a hold of him. I'd like to have him as a guest if you guys don't
Yes,
mind.
I
That'd be
will.
wonderful.
And Brad, you'll like this maybe, but we're going to be talking about coin store etiquette Tuesday night.
I'm going to be on vacation next week. I will be visiting my best friend in Florida and playing golf.
Oh, nice.
So Tuesday won't work for me. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
and the reason why we're doing that is he went up to Yankee Stacking Store, and they started seeing people start making deals out in the parking lot. And so from what I understand, that kind of happens a lot. Yeah, people don't do it, but this was happening quite a bit. And I mean, right out in the open, they were just leaving the store and then going outside and making deals with each other. And I just thought that was wrong.
That
Nick,
here in our neighborhood, that gets you banned.
Well, good. I think it should.
Nick, get this. I was just at a coin store, and there was a guy coming in asking about some stuff. And the coin store, they know me very well. And he was talking about the cherry picker guide, things of that nature. I sold them a few cherry pickers guides, just like Brad, to sell. And they told the guy, hey, this is, and they introduced me to him and said, I said, no. I said, I'm sorry. I said, but don't. I said, after the guy left, I mean, I was polite and everything like that. But after the guy left, I said, don't do that again, because what Brad said, what you're saying, is like, no, I am not interested in that. To me, they pay room and board for those businesses. I know what it's like to own a business. They're paying for the brick and mortar. I should say they pay for the insurance, the taxes. Yeah, to me, that is just way wrong. But that would be, I don't mind, like Brad, I don't mind promoting him because me and him are good friends and we've helped each other throughout a lot. Thank you, Brad. I love you, brother. So yes, I mean, but yeah, that is a no-no. I would love to watch that, Nick. I will be interested.
At least be he's going to tell us the stories about behind it, and at least be discreet about it. I mean, they just said, let's meet outside.
Don't be discreet. Don't do it.
Well, don't do it. I mean, right in front of the door with people coming in, it just was wrong on so many levels.
So many things that can go wrong.
It is, but guys, we gotta close this out. Let me take and sorry guys, I'm gonna take and I hate to do this. Alden, give us a little bit of input. We're done here.
Just an old time coin collector, and I love y'all, and thanks for coming, and hopefully we'll all be here next week. And Brad will be on vacation, but y'all have a good one, and Godspeed, everybody.
Okay, and Bradley, Floor will take and put a link up to your site, guys. You got a brick and mortar, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Brad.
I'm Robert's friend because nobody else would be.
Oh.
Well, I am so glad I at least have one friend out here. Thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, we are going to take and have a giveaway after this is over. Do yourself a favor. Go to the comment section after we're done. Type in Kennedy, and you will be entered to win this Kennedy Silver commemorative dollar. Okay? So please type in Kennedy, and you will be entered for next week when we give this away. So with that, I would like to thank everyone. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow right here at CoinOp for a sale at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, if you happen to be looking at coins between now and then, happy hunting. Goodbye, all.